Welcome back. It is opening day. We are playing against the Los Angeles Angels with Mike Trout playing first base. Interesting. Nolan Shanywell is now a 5-star player, and they have Kyle Tucker. Cool. As I have done in the past years, I will be managing this game. And against a right-handed pitcher, I guess I'll keep Hunter Owen in there. I'll keep this lineup as it is. I would like to see Chase Davis play, but he's expecting to be a bench player. I'll keep an eye on him being a sub kind of guy. Garrett Crochet is our starter. Jacob Marseille leads us off in the 2026 season versus Tristan McKenzie. The first at bat is a 2-2 count. 55 degrees in Los Angeles, okay. And he grounds out to Mike Trout, who did a little matador dance. I don't know what that means. Jorge Barrosa bats next. Lines it to Zach Neto at third. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Alright. Crochet gets through the first inning with nothing. Brian Ramos, first at bat of the year. He walks. Now, I doubt I'll be stealing with him. Not very aggressive, not very fast. So will not be one of my focuses. Hunter Owen grounds it to short, and that'll be a double play. Connor Norby, his first at bat for us. And he strikes out. Edgar Cuero, first at bat of the year. It's a 3-2 count, and he'll swing and miss. Gabe Arias, 3-2 count. He lines it into left field. Gabe Arias has our first hit of the season. I won't be stealing with him. Averson Arteaga. It's another 3-2 count. And he flies it out to left. It's caught by Taylor Ward in left field. Jacob Marseille, redemption at bat. 1-1 count. Flies it out to right. And it is caught by Kyle Tucker. Crochet through 3 innings. 37 pitches, 3 strikeouts. Barrosa comes up next. Strikes out looking. Luis Robert flies it deep to center field. That's long gone. How far to go? 466. Okay, I feel like the distances this year are insanely inflated. Brian Ramos up next. Flies it out to right. But it's caught near the warning track by Kyle Tucker. Hunter Owen will strike out looking, but we get a run. Alright, they've evened it out. It's the top of the 5th. We have to start looking into our bullpen relatively soon. Crochet walked a ton of people in the last inning. I think he's up to 4 or 5 walks. 4 walks. So it's time to look at maybe Sam Bachman or Adam Kloffstein to come out of the bullpen. But we'll give him 1 inning. He's thrown 70 pitches, and since it's the beginning of the year, it's important to keep a look at pitch counts. Connor Norby struck out last time, and this time we'll send it up the middle. Now he is somebody that I would consider stealing. But since we've only gotten 3 or 4 runners this entire game, I'm just going to appreciate the fact that I have a runner on base. Edgar Cuero sends a line shot, as they said. Gabriel got our first hit. Strikes out. And Averson Arteaga. Come on, let's get something here. Line drive. Caught by the center fielder. Alright. Now we're going at bat by at bat as we make sure Crochet is working. Alrighty. Against Tyrone Taylor. And he walks him. 5 walks and 4 1/3 is not a good start. Kyle Tucker will fly out to right field. And we start to warm up Sam Bachman. Zach Neto versus Crochet. And he grounds it to the second baseman, Norby. Alright. 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks. Not a great outing. Jacob Marseille grounds it to short. Come on, Barossa. Grounds it to the pitcher. McKenzie gets him out of first. And Luis Robert, who was our only source of runs, lines it to right, and a diving catch by Kyle Tucker. Alright. So we'll probably just have him face Shonwell, and then put in Bachman for the rest of the righties that are up. Please don't walk him. And he grounds to first baseman. Throws it on to first. 90 pitches, 5 1/3, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 2 hits. Not a good outing for Crochet. But Sam Bachman comes in, immediately gives up a double. And throws a wild, looks like a passed ball. So there comes into play the fact that we don't have a fantastic defensive catcher. Edgar Cuero, not a great defensive catcher here. Not good blocking, framing, or arm. Taylor Ward grounds it to second, and Connor Norby makes an error. And it is now a 2-3 game. Sam Bachman versus Mike Trout, and he walks him on 4 pitches. It's time to visit the mound. Check on him. We will get Matt Olson up in the bullpen. Maybe Tanner Banks. Get a righty and a lefty up. Come on, Bachman. Get out of this one here. And Donovan Walton will send one into the gap in left field. Looks like that'll score 2. Yep, so that Connor Norby error really gets us here. It's 4-1 Angels. Another throw to second. Alright, that's not really doing much at this point. Let's have Bachman get out of this inning. Right here. Bad managerial decision. Unless he can hose him. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. Here comes Brian Ramos against Tristan McKenzie, who is still in the game. And he flies it out to left field. It looks like it's going deep, but it's going to be caught by Taylor Ward. We're going to sit down Matt Olson, probably going to pitch Tanner Banks here. Hunter Owen, a 3-2 count. Looks like they brought in a reliever. And he takes it for strike 3. Connor Norby up next. I could replace him at this point, but I'm going to keep him in, just trusting. And there you go. Good single. He's 2 for 3 now. That error cost us 3 runs, though, so watch it, bud. Edgar Cuero, 1-1 count. Come on, let's hit one out here. There you go. A single works just fine for me. And a single that gets the runner to third. And Cuero on second. Here is Gabe Arias. He had our first hit. 3-2 count. Come on. And he swings and misses. So we get runners on second and third. And don't capitalize. Tanner Banks gives up a run. Looks like a home run to Kyle Tucker. It's a shame. Let's warm up Kenley Jansen here. Come on, Arteaga. Let's do something here. You got it. Tries it to short. And the play is made. Here comes Marseille up to bat. And he walks. Ben Joyce, the speed pitcher, 100 plus miles per hour. Looks like he is a fly ball pitcher, so maybe we can take advantage of that. But we are going to steal Jacob Marseille. And he'll make it into second safe. Come on, Barossa. Well, he advances the runner. Runner on third with 2 outs for Luis Robert. 2 strikes. Luis Robert sends it deep to center field on the warning track, but is caught on the warning track. Kenley Jansen will come in and have a good outing. 1 strikeout, 8 pitches, simple. Looks like they're keeping Ben Joyce out there for potentially the rest of the game unless Brian Ramos can do. He hits it real hard, but hits it right at the third baseman. Hunter Rowan up next. He's struggled. 2 strikeouts and 3 at-bats. I'm going to try Chase Davis out, the Rule 5 draft pick. First MLB at bat for Chase Davis. And he singles. That's his first major league hit. We've got a runner on first. All right. Connor Norby, 2 for 3. Let's do something here. 3-2 count. And he grounds it to short. First play at second. And they get him at first for the game. So we lose opening day 5-1. Mainly, the main factor in the loss was the lack of offense and this error by Connor Norby and pass ball by Edgar Cuero. Crochet, a pretty bad start. 5 walks in his first start and 5 1/3 innings is awful. But we also didn't have much offense. I don't think I'm too worried about it. This is a good team. Tristan McKenzie's a good pitcher. We could have capitalized on him more than we did, but I'm not overly worried about it. It's the first game of the season. So the man that I signed for as long as I signed Griffin Canning, and I signed him for a long time, aka 1 year. We signed him for $5 million. We paid him $5 million for 2 1/3 innings and 5 earned runs, and he just tore his UCL. So he is out. He's getting Tommy John surgery, I assume. And that means Colson Montgomery comes up and will be back on the Major League roster. Kloffstein will move over. Paddock will move to our second starter. And it'll be Bryce Elder's start next. Chris Paddock had a good start until about the 6th inning, and then he gave up a bunch of runs, a few home runs, so. But this is really, it's been a rough start of the season. We're 1-3. We already have a major injury. We are trading Griffin Canning, who pitched 2 1/3 innings for us. We paid $5 million. And we're trading for Kaiber Ruiz. We get Kaiber Ruiz, who we might start off with in AAA. Just given that I don't have space for him. Edgar Cuero has been doing okay. I mean, he really needs to be a better fielder, but there's nothing I can do about that right now. So, I mean, I can send Pablo Aliendo down, but he's only played 1 game and he had a good 1 game. So, the move for Kaiber Ruiz is to have him in AAA. It is April 25th, and I have a little update. We've had quite a slow start, 6-14. and quite a few injuries as well. Luis Robert got hurt for, I believe it was 3 weeks. Derek Hill got hurt, as well as Jacob Marcy. I'm calling him Marcy now because I think that makes more sense. In a corresponding move, we will be sending down Hunter Owen, who has just been god-awful. Like, very little redeeming qualities in him so far this year. So we will be sending him down. Moving Luis Robert back onto our roster. Since Luis Robert is back up in the majors, here are our lineups. Colson Montgomery back, doing pretty well for himself. 286, 0.6 WAR in 16 games. And here's what we're looking like. Versus lefties, it's pretty much the same. Took Rafael out of the lineup. He had played quite a few games for us, not the best, but I'm not expecting a ton of great hitting from him. We'll see kind of where the team turns out. One of the major issues has been Garrett Crochet. He's walked more people than he's struck out. He's walked more than 9 people per 9 innings. That's awful. And we're paying him a lot of money. So, hopefully he can turn it around. I believe in him. It's a few starts. It's 4 starts. Chris Paddock, on the other hand, has been a huge plus for us. Striking out 30 people in 27 innings, 4 games started, all of them over 6 innings. Very impressive. We also brought up Drew Thorpe because Bryce Elder was just god-awful for us in his 3 starts, gave up way too many home runs. It was time to call up Drew Thorpe and switch it up. The next person to get called up if people aren't doing well is Jairo Iriarte. He's killing it in AAA. And the next person to kind of get moved would be Adam Kloffstein. He's got option years, and he's in the rotation, and he'd kind of be the next one to get moved. It is May 1st, and I am 9-17. So far, hitting-wise, the team's not doing too awful. Garrett Crochet has been really, really bad, walking so many people, which is quite concerning because we, like I said, are paying him quite a bit of money. Some of our major players so far, Jacob Marcy, only played 19 games for us, hit 5 home runs, is on the injured list with knee tendonitis. Colson Montgomery has been really good since his return from the injured list. He missed the first few games. Brian Ramos is looking like an MVP candidate. 6 home runs in 26 games. He's on track to play all 162 games. Chase Davis, our Rule 5 pick, batting .321 with a 150 OPS plus in his first 20 games. He looks like he might become an everyday starter relatively soon if he keeps up on this pace. One of the issues we're running into is defensively. We're making a lot of errors. And also, starters. We're giving up more runs against than we are scoring, which is leading to the 9-17 record. We've lost a few close ones, but overall, the team has been a little bit disappointing. The starters were really disappointing. Drew Thorpe has not been great in his first 2 games back, and like I said, Crochet is really bad. Paddock has been a nice surprise, although his last start wasn't very good. He's been going deep into games, eating a lot of innings. That's what we need. It's relatively close to where I would start thinking about Jairo Iriarte. He won Pitcher of the Month in the International League. If he gets that control up to 50, he might be a middle rotation starter. He's now the 58 prospect. And, it's time to keep pushing through. It's a long season. We've got time to turn it around. So, one of the concerns I had with this team was how awful our bullpen is. 11th. And our starters stink too. So, I have a little trade. Yoan Moncada, we retain 25%. We get Aaron Ashby in return. Pretty good reliever, could be a starter even, if need be. not too bad pitching stats. And they're paying him more money the next few years, but they're retaining half of his contract, so that works with me. We're going to complete this trade. So just a quick little update for June. I recorded some little updates and the data broke. So I do not have the update where I tell you that I call Samuel Zavala up. And as you can see, he hasn't been great. He's had some rookie struggles in his first 16 games. Here's what our lineup is looking like versus righties. And versus lefties, pretty similar. As you can see, Gabe Arias is hurt. He's down on rehab. He's killing it. He'll probably come back up, and we'll see maybe Rafaela or CJ Abrams go back down. But talk about somebody who has also been playing well. CJ Abrams has been certainly playing well. 2 home runs in 6 games. The average isn't great, but he's only played 6 games. Some other guys who could go down, Maximo Acosta has been fine. He's done better than I expected him to do, being Gabe Arias' backup. Other people I could see going down, maybe Jonathan Cannon, although he's been great. He was just kind of a spot. I needed him in a pinch kind of guy. Here are how our starters are doing. I might send Crochet down. He's been really disappointing. He's been walking so many people. If he needs, he's got 3 option years. If he needs just a quick little 2 starts in AAA to get his confidence up, I'm more than willing to do that and bring up somebody like Bryce Elder or Drew Thorpe. Just to kind of, if he needs a little reset. Jairo Iriarte, who I brought up, I talked about wanting to bring up, has been fantastic. He had a start where he went 6 1/3, struck out 7, gave up 2 hits and 1 walk, and only 1 run. So he's been really a bright spot for the team in his rookie season. And Jordan Leisure he struggled coming out of the gate, but he's been better. He gave up a lot of home runs in his early relief appearances, but he's turned it around quite a bit. So I know we're still 19-34, but we did better. No, we didn't. We didn't do better in May. It was pretty much the exact same. Our batting average is low. Overall, our hitting has been really frustrating, and our fielding has been really bad. So I've made some defensive changes. I'm not sure who else would be the next to go. Edgar Cuero might be a move to the DH spot kind of guy. Get Pablo Aliendo as a full-time catcher because he's been hitting the ball well, fielding the ball well, framing well. So it might be time to move Edgar Cuero to a DH spot until he can improve his catcher defense, because he's holding back the team at this point. So there are just a few little things that are major tweaks for this team, but with a goal to play 500 ball, this isn't cutting it. And it's a matter of figuring out where to plug holes and where to turn things around. Luis Robert might be somebody I look to trade at the trade deadline. I hate that I'm saying it, but that's kind of the way it is. He hasn't been great for us. He's a negative WAR player already. And he's 28. We still owe him a decent amount of money. And we have Samuel Zavala, so we have his replacement right there. If we're able to move him, if I'm able to find a trade this episode or next episode, I'll certainly come back and let you know. I feel weird about doing it, but it's something that the White Sox might do in real life. Anyway, that was how our May was. Let's hope June is better. I've found a crazy trade. I got offered a crazy trade. Luis Robert Jr. and Christian Opor for Dylan Cruz and Kevin Made. Kevin Made Good fielding shortstop, good fielding third baseman. Might be organizational depth. Dylan Cruz, on the other hand, definitely not organizational depth. We'll probably start with him in AAA just because he's been so bad in the majors. And it looks like they're just giving up on him. So, why not? Fans are really bummed that we trade away Luis Robert. That makes sense. I mean, it says really bummed, but fan interest only went down 2. We did get 2 potentially very important parts of our future in that trade. Dylan Cruz, very important. He'll go on our 40-man. Kevin Made, less important, but still important. Kevin Made will go to AA, and Dylan Cruz will go to AAA. There's a little update on Dylan Cruz. He's in AAA. We changed his development. He's now one of our main focuses of the team. Just making sure Dylan Cruz gets on this team, gets playing time as well. He might take the place of somebody like Wilfred Veras, or, it depends. In our corresponding move, we will be calling Jorge Barosa back up. I believe he was struggling in his short time in AAA, but he was on our team last year. It'd be nice to have him on our team this year still. Here are our updated lineups with the Luis Robert trade. Pretty much the same, but Chase Davis now moves into an everyday player. That's what I was hoping for him to be. He's been phenomenal for us this year. And against lefties, Jorge Barosa, who we just called up, turns into our everyday left fielder. We're making big moves. I know that was a major trade, so hopefully it can do something positive to our team. I've got real bad news. Adam Kloffstein has a torn labrum and will be out probably for the rest of the season. This obviously means we have to put him on the 60-day. And let's look and see. I mean, I could go Bryce Elder. Yeah, I'm going to go Bryce Elder. I don't feel great about it, but I'm going to go Bryce Elder. I'm going to set his pitch limit to 95. And I have now... this isn't a great rotation, but it's something. It's mediocre at best, really. But this is what I've got, and this is what I've got to work with. The next person I could see calling up would be Noah Schultz, but he hasn't been great yet this year. Other options, I mean, Mason Adams is an option. Goodness. Looking down here, I could add Jimmy Joyce back and call Jimmy Joyce up. He's somebody I could do. But now I have an extra 40-man roster spot open, so that's space that whoever our next player is going to be can go on there. It is now halfway through the month of June, and I thought now was about a good time to end the video. That way I can get the very end of June, beginning of July, and then the draft and trade deadline all in the next video. We've done better this month than we did the past few months. We're even 500%. And we faced some adversity. I mean, I believe we traded Luis Robert within this month. And we had some pretty major injuries. Kloffstein went down. Paddock went down for 2 weeks, and Maximo Acosta broke his collarbone, which meant that Gabe Arias came back on the roster. But overall, I've been pretty happy with how this month has gone. Still disappointed with how the team is doing, because I feel like they can be doing better. But overall, I mean, our MVP has been Brian Ramos by far. Just look at these stats. 161 OPS plus, 974 OPS, 16 home runs in 64 games. He's just been phenomenal. I mean, just what more can you ask for? He started off as a lower level prospect and he really jumped. And he made that jump when we need him. So far, at this time of the season, this is what the standings are looking like. We are no longer in last place, which is wonderful. We, within our last 10 games, are 6-4. So we are a coming up team. We're on our way up. We've got a chance. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. I appreciate you sticking around. Have a good one. Please subscribe, like the video. Have a good one. Be safe. Thank you guys for watching.